Hey there, and welcome to the Contentment Creator Podcast, the show designed especially for creative entrepreneurs just like you who are committed to a beautiful life that's rooted in courage and contentment, and that's blooming with creativity and prosperity. I'm your host, Ellen Broen, a certified life coach, a singer, a mother, and a lover of alliteration, dogs, and deep conversation. This show is designed to become a part of your daily routine to help you, fellow contentment creator, dig deep to clarify your life vision, catalyze your creative flow, and fuel your entrepreneurial fire in just a few inspiring minutes each day. Each Tuesday, we talk about creativity, and today's episode is all about tearing up the timeline and embracing the idea that you are not behind, you are creating your life. You know that little voice in your head that tells you you're behind? That everyone else has it figured out? That you should have hit certain milestones by now? Married, financially set, creatively thriving, and just more together. Yeah, that voice, it's a liar. There is no universal timeline. There never was. And yet, we're fed this idea that success is a straight path with neatly placed markers along the way. College at 18, career by 22, marriage by 30, thriving business by 35, fully settled in our 40s, slowing down in our 50s, and looking in the rearview mirror of life more than the road ahead in your 60s. But who exactly wrote this script? And why do we believe it's the only way? I used to measure my life by these kinds of external markers. Mine were almost always success and career related. I looked around and I saw people my age or with my skill level doing things that I hadn't yet done. And I thought, maybe I'm falling behind. Maybe I would be further along if I... And let me tell you, nothing suffocates momentum more than believing you're running a race that you've already lost. That kind of thinking, it doesn't inspire. It paralyzes. And here's where I want us to really lean in today. When we obsess over the timeline, we lose sight of the season we're actually in. Because like we talked about in yesterday's episode, effort without alignment is like planting seeds in the wrong season. You can do all the work, show up every day, pour your energy into something. But if the conditions aren't right, you won't see the fruit of your labor. Timing isn't just about when we think we should be somewhere. It's about when life is actually ready to meet us there. So let's tear up the timeline, shall we? Let's stop using someone else's journey as a measuring stick for our own. The person who bought a house at 28 isn't ahead of the person who found their true purpose at 40. The entrepreneur who built $1 million business in 3 years isn't winning over the one who took 10 years but built something deeply fulfilling and sustainable. Life isn't a race with a single finish line. It's a series of unfolding moments, each arriving exactly when they're meant to. But I know it's easier said than done, because breaking free of this timeline myth requires unlearning years, even decades of conditioning. It requires trusting the unknown, trusting ourselves, and trusting what's meant for us won't pass us by. It requires being present in the season we're in, rather than forcing ourselves into a season we think we should be in. And if you're in a waiting season right now, if you're in the in-between where things don't seem to be moving fast enough, where the progress is invisible, know this. This is a part of it too. The waiting is not wasted time. The slow, quiet seasons where things feel a little stagnant are often the most essential because they're preparing us for what's next. So here's my invitation. Release the pressure. What if you weren't behind? What if you were right on time for your own life? Not somebody else's, not society's, but yours. What if success wasn't about how fast you get there, but how present you are to what's happening right now. Let's break the mold, friend. Let's stop comparing our journeys and start trusting them instead. Because when we do, we realize we were never behind. We were just moving at the exact pace that we were meant to. Thank you for being here with me today. If today's episode resonates with you, please share the love by sending it to someone you know it would support, and by leaving reviews and comments. It would really mean the world to me to hear from you and to support those you care about. Join me here tomorrow if you're curious to know the role our faith has in how we build relationships with ourselves and others. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a day, and join me in my mission to help a world full of content creators become a world of contentment creators.